Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready and Get Weird with Marcella. I am Marcella. Today we are talking about satanic leaf-tailed geckos, and I'm so excited. It's an awesome topic. These little dudes, they're so small and they're so cool. They have incredible characteristics that not only I am intrigued by, but humans and scientists are so intrigued by. You'll hear why. They're cool. They might change the world. You never know. Weird things change the world. Today, we are still partnering with Red Rose Clothing Company. They have created 4 shirts for us. I'm wearing one today. I'm sure I will insert some sort of montage here to show the shirt on my body. This shirt is the Satanic Leaf-Tailed Gecko shirt, and I personally love it. You can see the amazing gecko's body over the Satanic Leaf-Tailed Gecko name. The other shirts that we have for this month include bats that we've talked about, devil's finger fungus that we've talked about, and the last one will be the goblin shark. I also love that shirt. To support this small business, Red Rose Clothing Company, please check out her Instagram, give her a follow, check out her website, and if you do decide to customize or purchase anything that she already has created on that website, including this collaboration, you can receive 10% off if you use the code ROSE1985. Again, thank you so much for checking her out, following her on Instagram. Tons of cool things. You can create your own stuff. You're supporting a small business. Win, 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 win. And even just a follow on Instagram can go a long way for a small business. So thank you in advance. We are covering what a satanic leaf-tailed gecko looks like, where they live, what is threatening them, what do they eat, what is their reproduction habits like, how do they interact with their predators, as well as the best part of this video, if you ask me, the fun fact section. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share my videos or my channel with anyone who you think would be interested in all things weird. Let's jump right in to this video about satanic leaf-tailed geckos. You won't be disappointed. Also, oh, before we go, I did an autumnal look on my eyes. It was inspired by leaves, which also inspired the satanic leaf-tailed gecko's camouflage. So it goes, I promise it goes. And autumnal. Autumnal is a good word. I decided I'm using it more often. Hello everyone, I'm here with my clean face, ready to talk to you about satanic leaf-tailed geckos. Geckos in general are a very intriguing animal, so I'm very excited to be talking about this specifically spooky named one for our spooky October videos this year. Let's start by talking about the satanic leaf-tailed gecko's characteristics and what exactly they are and what they look like. Satanic leaf-tailed geckos have long, fairly flat, angular bodies. Their heads are triangle shaped. Their most prominent feature, you could guess by their name, is their tail. Their tail is rather wide compared to other tails on geckos, and it looks like a leaf. They got it right with the name on this one. It looks just like a leaf. Their whole body is very well camouflaged to look like rotting, decaying, dead leaves that you would find on the floor of the Madagascar tropical jungles that they live in. So really, yeah, their tail looks like a leaf, but their entire body really looks like a leaf, and their camouflage has adapted perfectly to not be seen or not be able to catch the eye of daytime predators. This camouflage includes having the same coloring as leaves, so mottled grays, browns, some oranges and blacks. They have lines on their body that mimic the veins of leaves. The edges of their body are thin and even have what looks like bites taken out of the edges of their tails and the edges of their body that look like an animal has been munching on them, or they've been rotting just like a leaf would. So I'm telling you, this camouflage isn't messing around. The Satanic leaf-tailed gecko is very little, very small, and precious. They measure in between 2.5 and 3 inches long, including their tail. So teeny, teeny little gecko. So cute. With a name like that, you'd think they're trying to be scary, but then they're just these little miniature satanic leaf-tailed geckos, and you can't even be scared of them because they're so cute. A few other characteristics of the Satanic leaf-tailed gecko is that their eyeballs have no eyelids, so their eyes are incessantly open. I had to look up how they get dirt and stuff off their eye, because can you imagine not having eyelids? I just can't, like, you wouldn't have your eyes closed when you were sleeping. You wouldn't be able to close your eyes if something was gonna hit you right in the eyeball. So what they do to get dirt out of their eye is they use their tongue. You know, little. The last characteristic I have from my research about the Satanic leaf-tailed gecko is that they have the sticky feet like any other gecko. So the sticky feet with the little bulbous toes that kind of, I have them on my shirt. See? Little feet. So cute. For makeup today, I decided to do leaf-inspired eyeshadow. We're not doing anything crazy, animal or Halloween-inspired, but I thought a nice fall leaf look would be a nice little break from the Target Halloween section makeup for my face. While I work on the eyes, let's talk about their habitat. As I mentioned, the Satanic leaf-tailed gecko lives in Madagascar. It's only found in a specific mountainous region in the Madagascar jungle. And just as the camouflage allows them to, they are found, if you can find them with their wonderful camouflage, near the floor of these tropical jungles, or up to 6 feet on the trunk of the trees. And they can cling onto the trees with their sticky feet as well as their long curved claws. These geckos are nocturnal, which we know means they're active at night, and during the day they sleep and absorb the sun. So they rest in the sun, they curl up in the leaves like cute little baby geckos, little tiny geckos. I'm sure my baby voice is gonna get very abrasive during this video because I think these little dudes are just so cute. Can you imagine just so small? Little leaf guys. So I apologize for my baby voice. At night then, these dudes get up and hunt. They will eat. They haven't been studied as much as I'm sure people would like to have studied them. They're hard to study seeing as they're so small. They're only found in one place and they're so well camouflaged that they are harder to study in the wild. But it is believed that just as most other geckos, these little geckos will eat pretty much anything that will fit in their mouth and they come across. So insects, worms, they are carnivorous, so they aren't out there eating granola bars or anything. Their eyes were designed for hunting and seeing their prey in the dark. Along with the smaller insects and basically anything that will fit in their mouth, It was noted that reptiles and small, probably baby rodents for this size of gecko would be on their menu. So that's sad, baby mice, but also the circle of life. Just because this gecko has incredible camouflage does not mean that it relies passively on this camouflage. It does have a few defense mechanisms in case the camouflage doesn't work and it is attacked by a predator. It does have a limited ability to change its color, just as other geckos and reptiles might have. It's not like a chameleon. It's not gonna change from brown to bright green or anything, but it can change its color somewhat, a smidge. The scientific measurement of 1 smidge is the amount that it can change its color. Do not quote me on that. When its camouflage fails, this gecko will open its mouth very threateningly, and the inside of its mouth is bright red, which can be alarming. It's an alarming color to its predators, and it might even emit a high-pitched squeal like, alert, alert, don't eat me, I am a leaf. You know, something probably like that, along those lines. Sometimes it will even actually attempt to bite its predator, which in my opinion is really brave. I mean, when your predator is a large bird or snake, and you're just 2.5 to 3 inches long, that's some bravery right there. Other ways that they're able to defend themselves include detaching their tail as a way to get away. They can also drop from a tree or a branch that they're hanging on directly down onto the floor as a way to get away. Let's talk a little bit about their reproduction habits. The geckos are, for the most part, loners. They are solitary, they live alone, and then their mating season starts when rainy season starts. So once the rainy season starts, males and females get together. The females lay fertilized eggs, 2 to 3 fertilized eggs. They're laid in the leaf litter, so that when they hatch, they will be camouflaged. Once the eggs are laid, they hatch about 95 days later, and neither parent hangs around to help the young or to protect the eggs. So once the eggs are laid, little geckos are on your own. Little eggs on your own. Little geckos, you're on your own. So then they hatch and they're just in it to win it, hopefully. That's the goal. That's pretty autumnal. Does this make you feel autumnal when you look at my eyes? Isn't that such a good word? Autumnal eyes. Album dropping. Never. That's the first single on my never dropping album. Autumnal eyes. The main threat to the satanic leaf-tailed geckos and any creature who lives in the same habitat or the same area that the satanic leaf-tailed gecko lives is deforestation. Their habitat is being deforested, and that just basically means the trees are being cut down for space, for lumber, for other goods that are made by trees. And this, as you can imagine, doesn't go well for the gecko if they don't have trees, they don't have leaf litter, which is their home and their camouflage. So, sad news for them. It's a big bummer. The other threat is that people like to keep these guys as exotic pets. There are laws against trading these guys as pets, trading these geckos as pets. Laws are a great start. Rules are a great start. Having legislation in place is a great start. That is still one of the things that threatens this species. The fact that these little geckos have to deal with deforestation, that's like one of my least favorite things to think about. Is like, if you've seen Fern Gully, which is like probably really old nowadays because it was a thing when I was small. But I just imagine the big trucks that come in for deforestation being so loud and scary to the animals, and it makes me super sad. So let's move away from the sad portion and let's end this video out and this makeup look with fun facts. Ooh, gotta dry that off. Fun facts, fun facts. So as I was reading, of course, one of the main things that I came across was the fact that these geckos and geckos in general can stick to so many surfaces with their feet. And so I wanted to look up in general, how do geckos do this? And I was not disappointed in my findings. The bulbous toes that geckos have are covered on the bottom with little hairs. Those microscopic hairs are called setae, and each of those little hairs branches off into even more hairs. So they have teensy tiny hairs on teensy tiny hairs. Those tufts of hair, which are on the setae and have branched off, get so close to the wall or the branch or the piece of glass that the gecko wants to stick to, that something called van der Waals force kicks in. I had never heard of this force, this van der Waals force. Basically, what van der Waals force is when the electrons from the gecko's hair's molecules and electrons from the surface that it's sticking to, let's say the walls, molecules, they interact with each other and they create an electromagnetic force. Can you even believe that? That's basically magic. Honestly, the fact that geckos evolved and their ability to stick to walls and such is that precise that it has its own force named after it. Well, it's not named after it. It's probably named after some guy. They should have named it Gecko Force. Honestly, it sounds better too. The fact that they evolved these teensy hairs to create an electromagnetic force. Also, I read in new research is showing that geckos are able to turn this stickiness, this force, on and off. What do? Like extend or de-extend the hairs on their things? Not only do geckos have a specific force that, again, I think should be called Gecko Force. Not only is it amazing the fact that they can do it, but the fact that they are now studying whether or not they can turn it on and off. And there is evidence that shows that they can turn it on and off as they need it. So stick, unstick and fall, stick, unstick. It's pretty nuts. Many different kinds of scientists are so interested in learning more about this awesome stickiness that geckos have on their toes. People from the medical field learning how to stick and seal wounds or put wounds back together, you know, when you have a cut. That would be an awesome way to get them back together with this electromagnetic field instead of using stitches or something like that. The military of different countries are interested in this because they could possibly create sticky paddles that a soldier could scale walls with. That's like real life Spider-Man type of stuff right there. So Gecko Man coming at you live in the next superhero movie. If you ask me, that would be a good one. I'd watch it. For this reason, gecko feet, gecko toes are very well researched, and hopefully we will be able to see the fruits of the research coming to fruition. I would love to see some, I don't know if it'd be an everyday item that you'd need to stick with electromagnetic stickiness, but I do find it so intriguing that many of the animals that we've talked about on my channel are being studied by humans to try to be more like that animal in some way, in some characteristics. So sticky toes, how the axolotl can heal itself with no scar tissue. You know, we're really studying these animals because they have amazing traits that we don't have, that we didn't adapt. So I will leave you with that amazing fact that geckos have incredible, interesting sticky toes, sticky feet, stick. It's incredible if you ask me. We covered what a satanic leaf-tailed gecko is, what they kind of look like, where do they live, their reproduction, what do they eat, as well as the fact that they are in harm's way due to deforestation, as well as the illegal trading of them as exotic pets. And of course, we had some incredible fun facts. Reptiles really have an important place in my heart. So I will always have some fun facts about reptiles because I just find them so intriguing. Their life is so different from ours. And obviously, as we can see from the sticky feet situation, we as humans can probably learn a lot from them. So fun fact section was pretty fun today. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. I'm always happy to have you. I'm always happy to research new topics and make a video and create a makeup look, autumnal makeup look today. Please do not forget that this month we are partnering with Red Rose Clothing Company. I'm wearing my satanic leaf-tailed gecko shirt today. The other 3 shirts, we've had a video about bats, we've had a video about devil's finger fungus. Now we're talking about satanic leaf-tailed gecko. The last video of October will be the goblin shark, and we have an awesome shirt for that one as well. So be sure to check out her website, her Instagram, give her a follow on Instagram. And if you do decide to purchase from her site, using the code ROSE1985 will give you 10% off your order. And it supports a small business, as well as just cool that this business decided to collaborate with a small channel, small business, and create these awesome personalized shirts. You can also customize your own attire through her website. So just reach out to her if you're interested in anything like that. And thank you for taking a look and following her on Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share my videos or my channel with anyone who you think would be intrigued by weird things in our world. Because the fact that we share a planet, we live on a planet with the satanic leaf-tailed gecko that can stick to things using electromagnetic force. And that's pretty weird, if you ask me. So I guess you're here, so maybe you did ask me. I think it's weird, but also amazing. The most important thing I have to tell you today is to stay weird.